Hey guys, for the past few weeks we've been working on geometry. We started off with polygons where we identify the attributes of different shapes. Last week we partitioned rectangles and learned about rows and columns. This week we'll be learning about fractions. This week, throughout our lessons, you will need paper or a journal and a pencil. I'll have reminders every day, but just as we do in class, when you get ready for math, just make sure you have your paper, journal, and pencil ready with you. Let's start off with number talks. Go ahead and write this problem down. It's 250 minus 224. Pause the video after you've written it down and then solve it. After you're done solving the problem, then you can restart the video so that you can watch me as I solve it with you. Okay, our problem is 250 minus 224. When I look at this problem, the first thing I see is that there is a 0 here in my big number, and there's a 4 here. So that tells me that I'm going to have to regroup. Now, in order to avoid regrouping, I am going to use the strategy of the open number line. Okay, let's go ahead and solve this problem. We have 250 minus 224. The first thing I did on my open number line was write 224 right here. This is my smaller number. I'm going to be adding up to 250. The first thing I'm going to do is change 224, or should I say make 224 a friendly number. And the way I'm going to do that is by adding 6 to my 4. I know that 224 plus 6 will give me 230. And now that I've done that, I can see that 230 is a lot closer, is a lot easier to add up to 250. So now all I have to do is add, make a big jump all the way here, and add 20. Alright, 30 plus 20 equals 50, therefore 230 plus 20 equals 250. Now all I need to do is add my jumps. I know I added 20 and 6, so therefore 20 plus 6 equals 26. And that's your answer, 26. This week our learning target is I can partition circles and rectangles into halves, thirds, and fourths. So you can see already, or you can see that we're using some of the same vocabulary. Partition, rectangles. Now we're introducing halves, thirds, and fourths. We've also talked about circles as well. Alright, one very, very important thing to remember is that when we're working with fractions, when you partition a circle, square, rectangle, whatever it is you're partitioning, it needs to be equal. There needs to be equal shares. You need to be comfortable with partitioning something equally. Let's say it's your favorite cookie, and then having someone else pick a half or a piece of it first, knowing confidently that the other piece will be an equal share. Alright, so let's look at these different shapes. We have a whole circle here. We have a whole square and a whole rectangle. Over here we have halves. Again, the circle is in half, the square is in half, and our rectangle is in half. Here we have thirds. Okay, same. And fourths. You also hear the word fourths referred to as quarters. So the most important thing to remember here is that when you partition or you break it apart, it needs to be equal. All right, let's look at this I do. Again, partition means to divide into equal parts. I want you to get tired of me hearing the word equal parts. I want you to dream about it as you're going to sleep, because that's something that I do not want you to forget. So it has to be equal. These shapes are partitioned into equal halves. We have a rectangle, it goes diagonally, another rectangle vertically, and we have another rectangle right here, and it goes horizontally. And they're all partitioned into halves. We have one half over here, another half here. Okay, one half, another half, one half, one half. Now, I want you to draw a circle, a rectangle, and another circle. So you're drawing two circles and one rectangle. Your first circle, you're going to partition it into halves. For your rectangle, I want you to partition your rectangle into thirds. And then your second circle, go ahead and partition that into thirds. Pause the video while you draw your partition, while you partition your shapes, and then continue the video when you're finished. Okay, I have three circles here. My circles were partitioned into halves. Is your circle partitioned the same way as mine? Let's write one half in each circle. So over here you'd write one half, just like this. Over here you'd write another half. Okay, however you partitioned your circle. On each side, write one half. That's to remind you that each part of the circle is half of it. You can see that both sides are equal. And if you notice that the half has a 2 at the bottom, this 2 represents your denominator, and your denominator tells you how many pieces you have all together. Your numerator, which is the top part, the top number, tells you about each piece individually. And we'll talk more about that this week. Alright, you also partitioned a rectangle into thirds. Is your rectangle partitioned the same way as mine? Just like we did before, we're going to write each part in each. We're going to write the fraction for each part. This time we're going to write 1/3. 1 line 3. So 1/3 over here, 1/3 over here, and 1/3 over here, depending on how yours were partitioned. If it was partitioned this way, you do it that way. If not, you do it this way. Either way is fine. Now, let's look at your other circle. This shape is partitioned into equal thirds. If your circle is not similar to mine, please pause the video while you fix it. Now let's write 1/3 in each section. So this is 1/3 of the circle. This is 1/3, and this is another third. Alright guys, you can see right here I have a rectangle that's partitioned into thirds, and in each section I wrote 1/3. We have 1/3 over here, 1/3 here, and 1/3 over here. Now, what would the fraction be if I decided to shade in two sections here. This is not. Let's just say I cover this section up. What part of the rectangle is, what part of this rectangle is scribbly? We have 1/3 here, 1/3 here, and 1/3 here. Let's just ignore this little piece right here. But if we're just looking at these two, what part of the circle is shaded or has scribbles in it? Since it's 1 here and 1 there, the answer would be 2/3. And if you said that, you're absolutely correct. You're already on your way doing fractions. All right, so we have 2/3 of our rectangle with scribbles on it or shaded, and 1/3 is still left unshaded. All right, that's it for today, guys. Go ahead and practice the assignment that I left for you on your e-class page and your discussions.